This is a spiritual war, and you've got to decide, are you a part of the spiritual war, or are you part of the people who want to destroy our country and hurt other people?
We are free, we are America.
We have to trust ourselves. This is a spiritual war, and you've got to decide, are you a part of the spiritual war, or are you part of the people who want to destroy our country and hurt other people? And that this really is a big choice. Now, I would encourage anyone who follows these instigators, because they are really under investigation. I'm going to comment on this in a moment. That you don't want to be forwarding on their posts. You don't want to be connected to them, because you don't know, I don't know, how bad the backlash would be if something is found out. She says, we suspect that they're being paid. We're tracing who pays them. We're tracing things about their lives, and this has to stop. And so she says, I ask everyone to please help bring the unity back. Steve, in the interview, then asks her whether we're each on our own and no one is coming to save us. In other words, it's every man for himself and no one's coming to save us. Or is there really a plan? She responds, and I quote, there is definitely a plan. I don't know if people are aware, but the military wanted to oust Obama, and they went and convinced Trump to run. I think they've tried to recruit him numerous times, but they succeeded this time, and therefore they knew that, in fact, they could start getting rid of some of the corrupt people, start dealing with the deep state, and address all of that. She says, for me, this is what keeps me going. When you read the writing on the New World Order, Kabbalists, one's calling them the globalistas these days, and everything like that, they have been plotting this for more than a century. And they have been very, very patient. If Donald Trump can be patient and go through the steps, then we, if we want to support him, but if we also want to be sane, we need to also be patient with this. What keeps me going, she says, is praying about and gratitude every day. I'm grateful that I am aware. I am grateful that I have this responsibility. I am grateful for the people in my life. I am grateful for my head is not in the sand, and that I don't risk having cognitive dissonance because I don't think for myself. She goes on to say, Jan Halper Hayes, and some people can't admit that they were wrong. It's really, really hard for them. So don't get on their case. Steve, in the interview, then has Dr. Jan Halper Hayes confirmed that Trump is commander-in-chief, and she says yes. This appears to be contrary to what General Michael Flynn's Twitter tirade last week stated, which was a week after this podcast was recorded, in which the general sniped at the major psyop of Q and the disservice it has done, saying, quote, the nonsense about Trump is still the president and the military is coming to the rescue is just that. Nonsense. Now, side note here, Dr. Jan never actually said Trump is the president. She said commander-in-chief and in control of the country's armed forces. She also says that Trump is very strategic in how he speaks, and his communications are like jigsaw puzzles, necessitated, no doubt, by the various insane gag orders that have been slapped on him by the corrupt DOJ. And she says that he, the president, Donald Trump, that he does use disinformation because, quote, he wants to fool certain people and sway them in the wrong direction.